Visit your local Honda dealer or go to shophonda.com for current offers. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with products and services from AT&T. Rethink possible. Chicago Cubs baseball in high definition on WGN TV is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Let's get the Nationals starting lineup against left-hander Travis Wood. Bryce Harper in center. Anthony Rendon is at short. Some back issues popped up yesterday for Ian Desmond. Ryan Zimmerman's at third. Jason Worth in right. Wilson Ramos, the catcher, will hit fifth. Tyler Moore is at first for Adam LaRoche. Scott Harrison gets a start in left after hitting the game-winning home run last night. Steve Lombardozzi's at second, and Steven Strasburg, the pitcher, will hit ninth.
Let's take a look at the Cubs defensively. It's brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Junior Lake's in center. He's got Bogusevic on one side, Scherholtz on the other. Murphy, Castro, Barney, Rizzo third to first. Deoner Navarro behind the plate this afternoon, catching left-hander Travis Wood. He was 7-10 with a 3.13 earned run average, making his 26th starts. First ever against the Washington Nationals.
The umpires for today, that's Tim Timmons, the man with the mask on. Laz Diaz at first, Bill Miller at second, and Mike Winters, the crew chief, over at third. Rain delay will end up lasting right about 2 hours on the button, but we really can't complain in terms of the weather. One of the best homestands weather-wise we've seen in recent memory. It was fantastic all of last week, warmed up this week, and first sight of rain today.
Yeah, now that it's cleared, it's a beautiful day to play. We initially thought it was going to be smoking hot and muggy out here, but very comfortable now. The wind has turned around a little bit. Blowing out hard last night. Doesn't appear to be the case here this afternoon.
So Travis Wood facing the Nationals for the first time in his career, believe it or not. Just hadn't lined up prior to today. Already 3 finals from around baseball in Eastern time zone action. We'll get you all those tallies here coming up. We are underway. Ball one from Wood to Harper. So in this series, the Cubs have had a couple of left-handed starters, and in those games, Bryce Harper has been the leadoff man. Yeah, Davey Johnson.
The other left-handed bats go to the bench. LaRoche and Span have been everyday players, not against the lefties.
That rain delay exactly 2 hours. Popped into left. That's Brian Bogusevic. And he makes a catch for out number one.
See?
Would you believe it?
How about that?
69 degrees. And it is a north wind.
It's pretty rare, isn't it? The north wind?
Yes. Anthony Rendon.
Cubs are 3-1 this year when there's a north wind.
Technically blowing in. The 1-0. Junior Lake in center makes the catch. Rendon lines out.
Well struck.
Love to hear from you via email. LennonJD@Tribune.com. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter as well. Ryan Zimmerman, the third baseman.
I think Advantage Wood, first ever start against this club. They haven't faced him, don't know much about him. Obviously, they've seen scouting reports, watched a lot of video.
That ball hit out into deep right center. Gone. A home run for Ryan Zimmerman. Nice grab by that young fan in the front row. And an early 1-0 Nationals lead, is 15th of the season.
We talked about it all series with Ryan Zimmerman. He has very good power to center field. The other way, covers the outside part of the plate very well. You might not think so because he starts so far off the plate. But he dives in to cover that outside edge and drives the ball to right center field. His 15th, 14th allowed by Travis Wood. That is just the fourth first inning run that Travis Wood has allowed this year. Been really good. Well, he's been really good in so many ways this year, but he's been outstanding early in games.
So the Nationals strike first. They scored 11 times last night. That guy hit a 3-run homer, Jason Worth. He's got 21 hits over his last 13 games. And he takes a strike. Travel day for both teams. The Cubs will fly to San Diego. The Nationals are off to Kansas City. The left-hander coming back on a 1-1. It's a strike, 1-2. Is this the last time we'll see Davey Johnson at Wrigley Field as a manager? He's had quite a run. 2-2.
Run that is expected to end. That was the plan. Davey would move into more of a front office consulting role after this year. Very disappointing year, and I suspect, given the option, he would say, let's rethink that and take another crack at it.
Full count on the patient Jason Worth.
It's been World Series or bust for the Nationals. That was the motto from Davey Johnson at the start of spring training. It just has not really panned out for them. A big Elsie the Cow fan here in attendance. Rocking the cow hat. You got to love it.
Payoff delivery, ball 4. Travis with a first half ERA of 2.79, 6 starts since 4.29. This is his career high, tying 26th start, already a career high in innings pitched. Came in at over 158 on the year.
And he went by that in his last start. Not a bad idea to pitch carefully to Worth.
Castro will get it to Barney. Ramos grounds into a fielder's choice. Zimmerman with the homer. It's a Nationals 1 and the Cubs coming up. League with 138 homers, 9 in the first 3 games of this series. Top 2 spots, the same as last night, Castro and Rizzo. Deanna Navarro's going to hit third. Nate Scherholtz in right will clean up. Junior Lake playing center, batting 5th. Donnie Murphy, best player ever, at third. Brian Bogusevic in left. Darwin Barney and Travis Wood rounded out.
Who's where for the Nats this afternoon? Harper gets a start in center, the 5th time that has been the case. Hairston draws the left field assignment this afternoon. Worth's in right. Zimmerman Rendon at shortstop. That's his 2nd start at short this year. Lombardozzi's the 2nd baseman. Tyler Moore at first. Wilson Ramos behind the plate. For the big right-hander, Steven Strasburg, 6'4", 220. 6-9 despite a 2.93 ERA. Among the league leaders in many categories, including whip and opponent's batting average. High octane fastball, 95 miles an hour plus on average. Good sharp curveball and power sinking changeup. One start in his career at Wrigley Field. It was opening day last year, and he was really good. 7 innings, allowed 1 run.
Castro swings and misses. By the way, the Cubs batting order brought to you again by Toyota. Let's go places. If you just look at the wins and losses, you'd say, well, Strasburg's been pretty bad. 6-9, but his ERA is better, meaning lower than it was last year. His whip is lower. Hits per 9 lower. Home run rate about the same. Walks per 9 the same.
This offense has really struggled to score runs. And so it's been tough for him to win games. Same story that Travis Wood could tell.
Strikeout rate down just a little bit. 30% last year. 26 this season. Swing and a miss. He gets Castro on a breaking ball. Time now for Xfinity Home from Comcast. Strasburg, huge differences in terms of his success at home and his failure on the road so far this season. Get peace of mind with Xfinity Home, the total home security and home control solution that keeps you more connected to what matters most. Also consider Andrew Kashner and Eric Stoltz have been so good. Their home ballpark in San Diego, they will both pitch against the Cubs this weekend.
Yeah, so they catch Strasburg on the road, and he has the biggest differential in all of baseball. But Kashner and Stoltz, and you would expect those ERAs to be better at home. They're all good pitchers' parks, but significant. The big spread for Strasburg is somewhat surprising, and skewed a little bit by a couple of really disastrous road starts. One in particular in Miami right before the All-Star break. He allowed 7 runs in 2 innings.
Swing and a miss.
It's off to a pretty good start here today.
I'd say so. Back-to-back Ks to start it.
There's no hump in that curveball. It's on plane and then it disappears. Sometimes the hitters will tell you they can recognize that breaking ball because it'll come out of the pitcher's hands and it'll look like it has a little hump in it. It'll go up before the downward action. That one, not so much.
Well, I think he's answered the question after the 3 consecutive wild pitches before he got ejected in Atlanta on Saturday. Said he just didn't feel very good on the mound that inning, but he looks like he feels very good today. 2 starts, just total opposite. Complete game shutout against the Phillies and then ejected after 22 pitches in his last outing.
In Atlanta against the Braves have been taking shots at Harper, and he hit Upton earlier in the ball game and then went after Simmons. Again, their story, the Nationals are saying no, wasn't trying to hit Simmons. He just kind of quote unquote lost it. Looked to me like he was trying to hit him. Dial it up today, boys. Come on, Dad. Let me just clean this up for you, son, so it doesn't drip down the side of the helmet.
My goodness. Is he on our crew? Not eating like he is.
Still more, Dad. You better have a couple bites from that other side. That kid is going to jump here in a minute.
Off the end of the bat, out in the shallow right center. Lombardozzi gives chase, can't get it. It's a 2-out single for Navarro.
Take him any way you can against a guy like Steven Strasburg. No shame in dropping a blooper into shallow right field.
Okay,
At
now
long
you
last.
can have it.
Now, Mom's over there going, wait, my turn. Don't get cheated, young man. It's probably his third one because of the rain delay.
Double dipping.
Opie Taylor working, doesn't he? Hey, Paul, let's go to the fishing hole after the game.
Hey, yeah, we got you on TV eating your kids' ice cream. Really? Oh, man.
So we see if we can communicate. Whoever's on the phone with them, tell Opie to wave.
Where's Alan Funt? One and two to Sherholtz. What a series for him. 6 hits, 2 homers, a double, 6 RBIs. One, 2 on the way. Hit foul.
Strasburg 15-6 last year, made 28 starts. You'll remember he was shut down because of the innings load coming off of surgery. They wanted to be very careful with him, despite the fact that they were headed to the postseason. He threw 159 in the third innings of 28 starts last year, pitched to a 3.16 ERA, struck out 197.
On the ground, Rendon will head to second, and that's the inning. 1-0 Washington, and ice cream for everybody today.
man there, Dale Swaim. Log on to WGNTV.com right now. Click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while you're watching from home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape. Pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more.
Here's Tyler Moore playing first. Will be followed by Scott Hairston and Steve Lombardozzi. And a strike at the knees. Ryan Zimmerman with a homer in the first. Out in the left center for a base hit. Might be more than one. Job by Lake to get it back in quickly.
That keeps a double play in order. Bid for extra bases. Yeah, real nice play. And again, the speed pays off. So this ball headed toward the gap. Bogusevic had a long way to go. He didn't have the angle. He couldn't get it, but Lake hustling over to back him up. On it in a hurry and holds more to the single.
Now Hairston, his pinch hit 3-run homer won the game last night in the 7th inning. It was his first homer and his first 3 RBIs as a national, coming in his 20th game and 38th plate appearance since he was acquired from the Cubs in early July. One ball, one strike. 9 of his 25 hits this year have been homers, and 5 of those 9 home runs have come against former teams of Hairston's.
I believe all but one of them in this ballpark. If he were so inclined, and he's not, he's got a huge hole on the right side. He's a dead pull hitter.
What a week for David DeJesus. He gets traded on Monday before the game, and now there are reports that he has been claimed on waivers by another team, and there are other reports that it's the Tampa Bay Rays. But for now, he remains a National. David's trying to probably figure out a way to
spend as much time in Chicago as possible. Yeah,
the Rangers are playing the White Sox this weekend, so he could stay in his own bed for the rest of the weekend if that were to happen. I think he just wants to know, where am I going to be? Is it going to be Washington? Is it going to be somewhere else?
ESPN is reporting that the Rays have already acquired him.
Well, that would be news to him at the moment. Called strike 3. No argument from Hairston. Wood gets his first strikeout.
There's that backdoor cutter that has been so effective for him this year. The cutter in's always been a weapon for him. Now he's been able to throw it to the back door on the right-handed hitters. Freezes Hairston, gets a big punch out.
He was switch hitting Steve Lombardozzi. And a strike on the inside edge. Right field in trouble, and it's a fair ball. Sherholtz will pick it up. Moore held at third. It's a double for Lombardozzi. Second and third with only one out, and it's the pitcher Strasburg coming up.
Didn't exactly knock the cover off that ball, but he hit it in a good spot. National set up shop here. Pitch down and away. Good pitch. Bad result from Travis Wood's point of view. Lombardozzi flips it down the right field line, and a couple men in scoring position for Strasburg, who is a good hitter, a very good athlete. He won the Silver Slugger last year. He's the best hitting pitcher in the National League.
At a 759 OPS. It's been a struggle this year. Infield in. And outside for ball one. So Strasburg, the first overall pick out of San Diego State in 09. He ended up signing on August 16th, 77 seconds before the deadline. That's about as late as it can get.
Good thing he didn't have one more syllable in his name. I got it in on time. Good thing it's not William Van Landingham. With the infield in, the Cubs outfield cheats in as well. They want to take away that little bloop single that would drive in too. They're willing to risk Strasburg driving it over their heads. He's capable, but less likely to do that. Nationals with a one-run lead already with a pitcher like Strasburg on the mound. If you're Dale Swaim, you do everything you can to cut off that second run. No, there's two men in scoring position. He's got the infield in.
Wood set at the belt. Here comes the 1-2. Strasburg able to foul it off.
With that outfield drawn in the way they are to a sharp single, they might have a shot at Lombardozzi, the back runner at the plate. But with the infield in, he's allowed to get a very aggressive secondary lead. Game of compromise. Take something away, you have to give something up. Got to give her some airtime too. Take care of sister.
The 2-2. We'll do it again. We're off to Strasburg's hometown for the weekend after this one. And a base hit. Moore will score. Lombardozzi stops at third. Strasburg with his second RBI of the season. And it's 2-0.
Trying to crowd him with a cutter, and Strasburg able to get enough of it. Find some room between that drawn in infield and outfield. Lombardozzi had to hesitate a little bit, not sure that the ball would not be caught. So you can't score him.
First and third for Harper, who hits it foul into the upper deck.
As a team, the Nationals hitting just .227 against left-handed pitching. That's worse than the league.
Harper, the first pick in the 2010 draft. How many guys bat back-to-back in the order who were consecutive #1 overall picks?
Yeah, and they do. They have a lot of high ceiling talent on this club. You know, Ryan Zimmerman was a first-round pick. Rendon a couple of years ago was their #6 pick in the nation. Their first.
Got a shot. Boy, good throw. Might have had him. DeHonor knows it.
Now, this is a good play by design, playing off the line. So Lombardozzi taking some liberties coming down the line. Donnie Murphy, with that pitch being delivered, breaks in to sneak in behind him.
Two and two, the count on Harper. It's full. The ball trickles away. Strasburg holding it first. We think of Harper as an outfielder, but he spent a lot of time catching in high school and college. Strasburg not running, and that's inside, ball 4 to load the bases. MLB.com at bat is your #1 mobile app for live baseball. Available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. At bat delivers Cubs baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Cubs.com for details.
Mm.
1-0 to Rendon. Back in our normal spot, directly behind home plate, after spending last night out in the Budweiser patio. We picked the right night to be out there and the right day to be in here with all the rain. 1-1.
Good advanced scouting.
Low and inside, 2-1. Big spot here for Wood, already trailing Strasburg 2-0. Bases loaded, 1 out, and a guy who homered off him in the first inning is on deck.
Rendon, a young hitter, but a very polished professional hitter. It's a good idea of the strike zone. Went out of it that time, however.
Here's a 2-2.
Ooh,
close, didn't get it. It's full.
Was it in?
Could have been a strike.
Yeah, could have been.
According to Tim Timmons. 3-2. High fly to center. Lombardozzi ready to tag. Not that deep. Here he comes. Safe. Sac fly. Anthony Rendon, 3-0.
Junior had a little difficulty getting the ball out of his glove, and it cost him. Might have had a shot at him. It was not deep at all. You see the hesitation there. Caught that ball with one hand. Ideally, an outfielder would like to catch that ball with his throwing hand up close to his glove to minimize the amount of time it takes to make that transfer. That's 1, and 2, again, the little mishandle trying to get it out.
First and second. Here's Zimmerman. An opposite field blast in the first. On the outside corner. Big win for the Reds today. 2-1 over the Diamondbacks. Winning run scored on a wild pitch in the 8th inning. So the Reds take 3 out of 4 and have a 7-game lead over Arizona for the second wild card spot. Castro will throw to first to end the inning. Nationals get 2 runs, leave 2, and lead 3-0 early. And good news, Luis Valbuena, Ryan Sweeney heading off to Mesa to continue their rehab. Valbuena will start coach's BP on Saturday. Sweeney will be playing in Arizona League games starting on Saturday as well. And Scott Baker will start for Single A Kane County tomorrow. Injury report sponsored by Illinois Bone and Joint Institute, IBJI, helping you move better so you can live better. Visit IBJI.com. Strasburg with an RBI single, helping his own cause, and has a 3-0 lead.
Well, here's a little bit of a daunting factoid for Cub fans. In 31 career starts, when provided with 3 or more runs of offensive support, he's 22-2. The Nationals are 27-4 in those 31 ball games. They're not giving him any more.
Lake batting 5th. He hit 3rd last night. '96 and on the corner. Opponent's OPS under 600 against Strasburg. That's 5th best in the National League. He gives up a .312 slugging percentage. Under 7 hits per 9 innings.
Yeah, and for a big guy who's overpowering, he has tremendous command. A lot of times you talk about curveball pitchers, a tougher pitch to command than the slider. A lot of guys will give up on their curveball and go to the slider because it's a little tighter, a little easier to control, but typically has really good command of his breaking ball. According to Fangraphs, only Matt Harvey has a higher average velocity than Strasburg. Harvey at 95.8, Strasburg 95.4.
Ball 4, Lake leads off the inning with a walk. Are Samardzija and Jackson in the top 10?
Jeff is number 5.
Okay.
Edwin is number 15. This is among all major league pitchers. Hard Throwers Club: Harvey, Strasburg, Fernandez, Peralta of Milwaukee, Samardzija, Cashner, Bailey, Jordan Zimmerman, who we saw in the opener, Shelby Miller, and Derek Hall in the top 10. Holland actually tied with David Price.
Donnie Ballgame takes a strike. 6 hits, 3 homers in this series. We're going to have to start calling him Murph.
Murph. D. Murph. Likes the fastball, but yeah, it's a different animal when it's Strasburg on the hill.
Go to first, Lake back. Well, that was a knee buckler. You could see Murphy kind of wobble there and tried to hang in. Took it for a called third.
Just so difficult to recognize that pitch. Just getting his curveball over. Hang with him.
Now faces Bogusevic. Fly ball well hit, but lots of room for Bryce Harper. 2 away.
Feature guest to an awesome view of Wrigley Field from the Budweiser Bleacher Suite. The Bleacher Suite features a sports bar atmosphere with new TVs, high top tables, and windows that open to give you the atmosphere of the bleachers in your own private room. The suite can hold up to 100, includes food, drinks, and parking. For more information, visit Cubs.com/suites or call 773-404-4200.
Darwin Barney in the 8th spot. 2 outs, 1 on. Outside for a ball. Mentioned Javier Baez in his big game last night at AA Tennessee on the leadoff man. Congratulations to his manager, Buddy Bailey. He got career win number 1,700. And the Smokies have an 8-game lead in their division. You think Baez has helped them a little bit? They finished a game under 500 in the first half. They're 36-22 in the second.
Can you be MVP of 2 leagues in the same year?
You probably can.
Give it a run. Speaking of give it a run, wouldn't be a bad idea for Lake to try to steal a bag here.
I might say his fastball hasn't been his best pitch today. I think it's been the curveball. That's saying something when the guy's painting a 96.
Well, yeah, and then one compliments the other. Yeah, when you have to respect 96, you pretty much have to be, disregard the curveball as much as possible. When he's throwing it over, it's basically a free strike for him. And it's the kind of pitch, even if you're looking for it, doesn't mean you're going to do a whole lot with it.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 4 punch outs in the first 2 innings for Strasburg. 3-zip Nationals.
Recognize Smith Motors of Hammond for their support of the Hessville Little League. Smith Motors of Hammond and your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevrolet dealers are supporting over 30,000 young ball players, just like that young man right there, in their communities through the Chevy Youth Baseball Program. Since 2010, the Chicago area Chevy dealers have been providing these local youth leagues, equipment kits, instructional clinics, and much needed financial support. So once again, from the big leagues to the youth leagues, Chevy is truly the official vehicle of baseball. Young Javier Baez. Ooh, look at that guy.
Yeah, very nice.
Ooh, they're matching.
Wow. Wearing birthday cakes.
That's a team.
Speaking of birthdays, happy 84th to the First Lady of Chicago baseball, Dutchie Carey. Enjoying Cubs baseball here today. It's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Also, Joe Stakowicz, chairman of the Knights of Columbus. Ranger, Indiana here with 57 members of the KFC. Joe turning 92 and has been in charge of the group for 14 years. Good to have them here.
To wear the big plumes, the feathers with the swords and the whole deal.
Woods 1-2 is outside. Hard to get Worth to chase too many bad pitches. Been down in the count. It's been a theme here lately in talking about the Cubs with runners in scoring position, about Starlin Castro. Dale talks about heart rate as Worth swings at pitch that was up a little bit and strikes out. Guys, anxiety levels seem to increase when they get to 2 strikes, but certain guys it doesn't.
Certain guys who have outstanding strike zone judgment are willing to adjust their approach, and frankly, guys who aren't afraid of striking out. Work a deep count in hopes of getting a pitch you can drive. Sometimes you put yourself in jeopardy of being in a pitcher's count. Conversation we had the other day with FP Santangelo, who's next door doing a Nationals television. FP said when he was playing, he would sometimes intentionally take a 1-1 pitch, just take it, hoping that he would get into that hitter's count. But he said, I had enough confidence in myself with 2 strikes that I'd be able to hang in there.
On the ground to Murphy. 2 away. Come on out to Wrigley Sunday, September 1st. Watch the Cubs take on the Phillies at 1:20. The first 5,000 kids 13 and younger will receive a Cubs die-cast car, compliments of Toyota. Then after the game, the first 1,000 children can run the bases. For more info or to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. Moore with a single and a run in the second. Came back from the minors on Saturday, 3rd time on the roster this year. He was on their opening day roster.
Rain delay got her.
Good location. 1-2. Travis needs a 1-2-3 here in the first, or in the third rather, after laboring in the second. In that Reds win, Matt Latos improved to 13-4. He went 8 innings. The Reds beat the Diamondbacks 2-1. On 2 bounces, Castro will charge. Not a good throw. Rizzo can't handle it, and that snaps Castro's career best 29 consecutive game streak without an error.
We talked about that little double pump he does, that tap timing mechanism, and I was talking to David Bell about this a while back when David was out working with Starlin. He said it's all about the footwork. He said the reason why he does the tap is because his feet are out of position and he has to buy a little time to get his feet right. And he had plenty of time, just made an errant throw, and Rizzo wasn't able to bail him out.
So that forces Wood to have to face Hairston as the inning continues. And he pumps in a strike. Jonathan Broxton on the DL. He's got a strained forearm. I think Aroldis Chapman had a 2-inning save last night, right? Yeah. Sam LeCure ended up getting his first career save, filling in. Reds bullpen depth tested now without Marshall and Broxton, who are out. Hairston pops out to Barney to end the inning. 3-0 Washington in the third. Leading 3-0. Gotta have some math skills to read that scoreboard here at Wrigley. The iconic board out in center. Travis Wood swings at the first pitch, sends an air ball out to Jason Worth.
Well, early indications here that Strasburg's going to be awfully difficult to get to today, but you never know. With road struggles, raise up at any time. Kind of the knock on him, if that's fair. You know, last year that things were out of sorts. If just something a little funky, a little different, weather or whatever, he just kind of scuffle a little bit. I mean, you look at the numbers and you say, well, how can that be? He was 15-6 with a 3.16. I think maybe the bar has been set so high for this kid.
It certainly is about as high as it gets. There have been comparisons made, not in terms of the styles and what he hopes, not the lack of success to the guy I'm going to mention, but in terms of just the height around him. Going to the major leagues, go back to a left-hander named David Clyde. In the early 70s, Texas Rangers got up to the majors at age 18 as Castro takes the walk. That's a good sign for Starlin. That's 2 walks given up by Strasburg. There was a quote from David Clyde in Baseball Digest about 10 years ago. Quote, "The correlation I felt was like going from high school to performing open heart surgery. I felt that's how much better I had to be." Now Strasburg, coming from college, certainly well ahead of the curve in that game, in that regard. David Clyde's career lasted just 5 years. 18-33 with a 4.63 ERA.
Yeah, hard throwing left-hander. He went right from high school to the big leagues. Plan was for him just to make a couple of starts and then go back down to the minor leagues, but he was such a big draw. Money talks, so they kept him in the big leagues. Clyde back in the Houston area now, coaching.
Strike called on Rizzo. 0-2. Strasburg was not nearly as heralded coming out of high school. Certainly was at San Diego State.
Quick pitch there.
Called strike 3. Cub fans, make sure you check out Len and JD's baseball blog at WGNTV.com. Sponsored by Jeff Vukovich, your nationwide insurance agent serving the area for 34 years. To join the nation, contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. I put up a link to a baseballprospectus.com article written by former big leaguer Gabe Kapler. Kind of an insider's look at the steroids issue. And I think you'll enjoy it. Strike called on Deoner Navarro.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of his stories now, and very articulate, very well thought out, great perspective. And Kapler, a guy who in his playing days was known as, Mr. Muscle. He said because of that, a lot of people accused him of being a user.
Oh, 2. By the way, we're referring to Gabe Kapler, not Gabe Kaplan.
Yes, who was not
Mr. Cotter.
Mr. Cotter was not known as Mr. Muscle.
Although he was a great runner on the Battle of the Network Stars. I remember him beating Robert Conrad.
And a pretty good card player, too, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't he a basketball coach in the movie, too?
He was.
Pittsburgh and a fish.
The fish that saved Pittsburgh?
Yeah. Wasn't he the basketball coach?
That sounds right. Runner goes on the 1-2. Here's the throw to second. Out. Castro nailed by Ramos to end the inning. 3-0 Washington.
$200 guests for corporate gatherings, family reunions, and bachelor or bachelorette parties. Individual and group tickets are available for all games. For more details, go to WrigleyvilleRooftops.com or call 773-248-ROOF.
Still 3-0. 8, 9, and 1 for the visitors. High in the air. Caught by Lake. Now that's a name. Lombardozzi. I like the arc of the name on the back of the jersey.
It's not a pressure on the person sewing those letters on that jersey. Dad, a big leaguer.
Yep.
Mostly with the Twins and with the Astros. Kind of the fun story there, as you may recall.
I like fun stories.
Craig Biggio wore number 7 all those years in Houston. Well, he was originally number 4. But when Steve Lombardozzi Sr. joined the Astros, he asked for number 4. He was a veteran. Biggio was the new guy.
See, so Biggio would have been number 4.
Gave up number 4 to Lombo and took number 7.
Huh, that is a good story. The other great thing about the name on the back is he's number 1. So the back of the jersey is all about the letters, not the numeral. Three balls and a strike.
Those pitchers would be taking. He's probably hacking.
All right. It's a ground ball right at Darwin Barney. So I asked Bruce Miles, who does have an MVP vote, if he would consider voting for a pitcher. And he said, sure, I would consider it. And on the heels of that conversation, Clayton Kershaw went 8 shutout innings today in a 6-0 win in Miami. His earned run average down to 1.72. Brian Wilson made his Dodger debut, a scoreless 9th in his first appearance since Tommy John surgery. The Dodgers have had 17 shutouts, most in the majors, and they're now 23 games over 500.
So Kershaw's ERA now 2 full runs better than league average.
Fly to left. Bogusevic over near the line. A 1-2-3-4 for Travis Wood. It's the Nationals 3 and the Cubs nothing. Schedule. We're in San Diego this weekend. We'll have Saturday and Sunday's games right here on WGN Sports. Leadoff man time 7 p.m. Central Time on Saturday. Ford, go further in any one of Ford's many fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. More. We'll take it to the bag. One pitch, one out as Navarro grounds out. That's a baseball family right there, a Chicago baseball family. On the right is the president of baseball operations for the Nationals, Mike Rizzo. On the left, the guy who taught him everything he knows. His dad, Phil. We've seen Phil at the ballpark here as a scout. Right now, is an advisor to his son with the Nationals. I asked Mike the other day, I said, is your dad here this week? He said, I don't know. I said, you don't know where he is? He goes, no, I never tell him where to go.
Probably good advice.
Yeah.
Took a lot of heat last year when he shut down Strasburg. Stood tall, stood by his principles.
Tapper knocked down by Strasburg. He'll have time to get Sherholtz. 3 pitches, 2 outs.
And don't miss the action as the Cubs take on the Brewers Saturday, September 7th. Game time is 3:05. Come early, bring your kids. The first 4,000 children 13 and younger will receive limited edition American Girl doll-sized Cubs apparel. Please note the doll is not included. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. So you got your Molly at home or your Samantha or whatever. You get the clothes and you're good to go. If you have daughters and you come to Chicago, you go to the American Girl store.
Rare curveballs that did not find the strike zone for Strasburg here today. It has turned into a nice day, as you mentioned, after a few hours of rain. Lights have been on, overcast skies, but we're dry. Swing and a miss. Comes right back with the curve. 1-2.
Threw that one a little bit, but he found 97 on the gun. Got a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. He's got a 3-run lead and 2 outs. You think he would challenge here?
Right field and slicing out of play. Ice cream, a popular item today here at the ballpark. Why not? 3-2, swing and a miss, inning over. 6 for Strasburg in command here. Through 4, leading 3-0.
first. It's the sound of history being made. Here we go.
Three 0. Washington with those early runs. Travis Wood has been a lot better the last 2 innings, facing 2, 3, and 4. Rendon pops into right. Seen some one pitch outs.
Command a little wobbly early on for Travis, but nice couple innings plus, much sharper. The question is it too little too late with the way Strasburg is going along? The nothing component here, nothing new for Travis Wood to be out there without any run support. His last 7 starts, the Cubs have scored a grand total of 8 runs while he's been in the ballgame.
Oh, and 1 on Zimmerman. Well, we have talked ad nauseum about Jeff Samardzija finishing this season, going over 200 innings. Last year he was shut down in early September because of all the work he had in the first 5 months. But Travis Wood is younger than Samardzija. We mentioned reaching the same amount of starts this year as he had in any other year. Lake back, makes a catch, already a career high in innings. So this is a learning month and a half here for him too, going through this for the first time.
Yeah, just to push on through.
Jason Worth coming up, 2 down, but first let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Two quick outs. He's retired 10 of the last 11 batters he's faced. Worth way out in front, and Rockets 1 foul. His bat as the ball went foul. The bat was fair.
Jarts. Back to back, doubling up inside with cutters. Got the barrel to the first one, yanked it foul. This one got the handle.
On the 4th in New York, Blue Jays and Yankees, after a rain delay, are scoreless. Minnesota beat Detroit 7-6. The Twins take 2 of 3 in that series. It's the idle Indians within 5 of first in the AL Central.
What kind of odds could you have gotten if you'd made a wager at the start of the year that on August 22nd the Minnesota Twins would have a better record than the mighty Angels of Anaheim?
Pretty good.
Not that the Twins have been good, just the Angels have been that bad. 55 and 71. The Angels, they've dropped 4 in a row.
How about Kansas City with a better record than Washington?
The City, they're going the other direction. They've won 4 in a row.
The Royals? No, they've lost 4.
Well, they have. But they're still above 500. And they haven't done a whole lot of that in recent years.
Yeah, the longest current winning streak in baseball belongs to the 51-74 Chicago White Sox. They've won 5 straight. Funny game. Lake on the move, and he's got it. Ball might have come out of his glove there, but he was able to squeeze it before he got to the vines. That athleticism paying off for Junior Lake. There is still time to bring the family out and enjoy a game here in beautiful Wrigley Field. There are still tickets for the next homestand that'll feature Ryne Sandberg as the new interim manager of the Phillies. To purchase seats, visit Cubs.com. Cubs with a bloop single from Deoner Navarro in the first inning. That has been it. They have taken a couple of walks as well, but only 1 hit through 4. Off Steven Strasburg, coming off a very short outing in Atlanta 5 days ago. 1-1 on Donnie Murphy.